Good evening and welcome to this episode of 31 Minutes. Today we will discuss various topics such as quality education, and we will take you in a visit to El Baharwa village to witness their struggle to receive basic education. In addition to that, we will discuss how technology affects our social lives. And lastly, in the interview segment, we will get to the animal rights in Egypt in detail. Stay tuned. Cell phones were meant to connect us and make our life easier. However, many of us today would go into a cafe and see some people stare down into a glowing screen. The coming report shows how this little device changes our social relationship.
Today, having at least a cell phone has become an integral part of our modern daily life, by which it keeps us connected and to facilitate some tasks. However, the increasing usage of cell phone has downside on our social lives. It can break our social relationships and reduce the amount of quality time spent together. And a research has called this phobbing. The word phobbing refers to the practice of snubbing others in favor of checking your phone. This habit affects our relationship because when someone is being phobbed, he feels unheard, disrespected, and ignored.
مثل حالتي أنا لي تقريبا حوالي 5 أيام في القاهرة معي صاحبي تقريبا يعني حوالي أكثر من ثلثين الوقت أو تقريبا 3/4 الوقت هو دائما على الجوال.
A person may ask, why do people get into the phobbing habit? Actually, the most important predictor is their addiction to social media. We posted a question on Facebook asking people how many % they use their cell phones checking social platforms every day. And the results were 20 out of 100 spent less than 50% of their day on social media, while there are 80 out of 100 spend between 60 to 90% of their day on social media. And according to a research published in Washington Post, the urge to check social media is stronger than the urge for intimate relationship. And now we will be doing a live experiment among some graduate students of the Kamal Adham Center at the American University in Cairo. By this experiment, we will examine how many of the students will be checking their cell phones during their class. Let's go. We have asked one of the staff to send a text message on WhatsApp group to the students who are currently having a class. Surprisingly, our camera caught some of them checking their phones even before the message was sent to them. And when the message was sent, some of them replied to the message.
They're not listening at all, but I try to work around it most of the time. I know there is part of their attention I can get, so I work on that.
Other professors believe that there should be a policy applied on students who use cell phones during classes.
Like I tell them in the syllabus that if they use their phone excessively or if I catch them like socializing or using it for a while, they're absent for the day, to be honest. Because like they're not with me, so why are they here? It's not easy to multitask. I mean, you use all your attention and all your senses while using that phone. You're concentrating with the messages, you're scrolling down, checking photos or whatever you're doing, or indulged in a certain conversation that sometimes could be very serious. And meanwhile, you're supposed to concentrate, to take notes, to understand, to participate. So it's not physically possible to do that.
Nowadays, you would visit your neighbor and see kids are attached to cell phones. And some concerns have grown over the excessive usage of cell phones in early ages.
الجيل اللي طالع نفسه اللي أصغر مني شوية يعني طالعين ما عندهمش أي ابتكار من أي نوع خالص. هم أسهل حاجة عندهم الموبايل يمسكوه، أي معلومة عايزينها يجيبوها، أي حاجة على الموبايل يجيبوها. مع إن إحنا ما كناش متربيين كده، إحنا كنا متربيين على الألعاب اللي هي بتتركب وبتتحط والكرتون يجي نستناه كل يوم ده نتفرج عليه. ماما مثلا تجيب لي كراسة الرسم واقعد أرسم فيها، أعزف مزيكا، أروح كل حاجة بإيدي.
Our addiction to cell phones reshaped our social lives, imposing the fobbing issue. However, we cannot estimate the change that's likely to happen during the 5G era. This is Maryam Shadli for AOC TV.
There are many poor villages in Egypt that still don't have schools. Children either have to walk long distance or completely dropped out of them. El Baharwa is one of these villages. But now the situation has changed due to Norwegian women and a charity organization founded by Egyptian youth. More details in the next short feature documentary.
احنا على طريق أسوان على بعد 100 كيلو من القاهرة في قرية صغيرة اسمها البحروة. كتير منكم ما سمعش عنها قبل كده. عندكوا حق، احنا بقينا بلد ليها حدود من كام سنة بس. قبل كده كنا حتة أرض ملهاش ملامح جنب العياط. الأمية والمرض كانوا مالين البلد، ما فيهاش صرف ولا مية نظيفة. ده الطريق اللي كنا بنعدي منه علشان نتعلم. أيوة، كنا لازم نعدي من على القضبان دي. كنا بنمشي 3 كيلو على الأقل علشان نوصل لأقرب مدرسة.
تعليم أساسا ما جالناش خالص. القرية دي ما كانش فيها مدرسة ولا، وبالذات حتى لو تدور عندنا هنا في التعليم ما تلقاش حد متعلم خالص، كله تلقاه أمي عشان ابني يروح المدرسة عايز يروح العياط دي 5 كيلو عشان يروح كفر شحاتة أقول لي 3 كيلو ونص. العيل حتى لو مشي النهارده ما يمشيش بكره من الساعه مثلا.
لحد ما في يوم حياتنا اتغيرت في البيت ده. بيت ديدي اللي فتحت بيتها وادتنا وقتها وحياتها علشان تعلمنا.
My name is Didi or Diana Sandor, and I have worked for the last 40 years in the field of education. I started schools in different countries from the grassroots. And I was in Croatia before coming to Egypt about 10 years ago. First time I came to Egypt. And I started by myself because I thought everybody's busy with the revolution and let me just do it. So I happened to come here with the contact of a friend, one woman. She's from England and married to an Egyptian from this area, and they have a weekend house here. So I came and we went through the village and we asked them what you need here, because we saw the people are quite, basic. For me it was like 150 years before. Then they said, we don't have a school. And I thought they would say we don't have running water because until now they don't have, which is really, and the river is just flowing here, all the river that takes water everywhere in Egypt, but here, next door, they don't have running water. So it was for me very shocking and surprising, but nevertheless, I thought, okay, they don't have a school, let me start a school here. So gestures and, yeah, interesting. Even sometimes I had to just speak in English because I wanted to communicate it very nicely and nice sounding words. And they knew exactly what I'm talking about, though they didn't understand the word.
بعد كده ديدي دورت على حد يعمل لنا مدرسة لحد ما قابلت أصحاب جمعية من أحياها. الجمعية عملت المدرسة في شهرين بس وابتدينا المشوار.
It's a wonderful beginning. I'm very pleased.
المدرسة اتعملت في أكتوبر 2016. اتكلفت فلوس كتير قوي من تبرعات الناس لجمعية من أحياها. دي ميس إيمان اللي مسؤولة عن المدرسة وعننا كلنا.
فكرة المدرسة بدأت احنا كنا مهتمين كجمعية مهتمة بالتعليم، كنا بندور على قرية من قرى الصعيد عشان نحاول نعمل تطوير للقرية. ابتدينا ننزل الأول لمدة سنة ونص تقريبا بنعمل أنشطة للأولاد بعد المدرسة. الحقيقة ان احنا لقينا تفاعل كبير جدا من أهالي القرية ومن الأطفال كانوا منتظمين جدا معانا، وابتدوا أهالي القرية تتواصل معانا عايزين يعرفوا بنعمل ايه، عايزين يعرفوا ايه اللي ممكن نقدمه للقرية. فكرة المدرسة المجتمعية هي أساساً قايمة على إنها بتكون مدرسة للمتسربين من التعليم، فأخذنا استثناء من الوزارة إن احنا ندخل الأطفال من سن أولى ابتدائي.
المدرسة فيها فصلين و4 مدرسين. البنات هنا عددها أكتر من الولاد. تخيلوا عندنا 22 بنت و13 ولد بس.
Parents don't see their future. Like one boy, 15 years, yesterday told me, Didi, how do you think I'm going to get a job if I study and study? Many who have graduated, they don't have jobs. My reply was, look, there is a lot of work in the world. Work is always there. You may not get money for it, but work is surely there. And at the same time, if you apply for a job and you have the same certificate as many others, the one who chosen will be the one who is very involved, who is creative, who is a good heart, and who is proactive, who really doesn't just come for the money.
أهالينا كانوا فاكرين إننا مش هنكون شطار ولا هنتعلم كويس، بس أثبتنا لهم العكس. احنا لسه عندنا أحلام كتير. كل واحد فينا نفسه يكمل تعليمه ويدخل الجامعة، ونقدر نفيد نفسنا ونفيد بلدنا.
اسمي ندى فريق سلامة، عايزة لما أكبر أطلع دكتورة وعشان أعالج المرضى. أطلع أستاذ كده عشان أعلم الناس، أعلم العيال الصغيرين.
For example, I told one mother, it depends on you if your child will be a doctor or not. And she looked at me. And I told her, look, there is, Iman and so many wonderful people come here. They're looking for children who are very smart and they want to help them to go to study, even higher and higher. So don't think that, because of that, that your child could not be, let's say, doctor, whatever. I'm using doctor because it's such a, nice sounding word. And she understands me,
احنا اتعلمنا ان اللي بيزرع زرعة في ارض صالحة وبيخلي باله منها عمرها ما بتموت، دي بتكبر وجذورها بتتفرع اكتر في ارضها. وده اللي ديدي وجمعية من احياها عملوه معانا. زرعوا جوانا حاجات حلوة كتير وعلمونا صح. دول مش بس علمونا، دول نوروا حياتنا وطريقنا اللي جاي بالتعليم. ومن أحياها كمن أحيا الناس جميعا.
I wish for them to develop a great ability of serving. Serving means to be proactive, to make a change in the little community, in the life, not to wait to be somebody else to do it or somebody else to save them and help them, but rather that they will become creative thinkers, how we can make things better.
Goodbye, see you tomorrow, see you tomorrow.
And Hanan is laughing and laughing and laughing.
بابا حبيبي بابا حبيبي بابا حبيبي تيتا حبيبي.
أنا نسيت أقول لكم، أنا اسمي كريم وعندي 9 سنين.
After the break, Maryam El-Houshi, the multimedia head of Animal Rights Association or ARA, will join us in the studio. Please stay tuned. There are many organizations in Egypt that works in the field of animal rights. Animal Rights Association or ARA is one of these organizations that decided to devote their efforts to help animals and fight for their rights. Now, we host Maryam El-Houshi, the multimedia head of ARA. Hi, Maryam.
Hi.
Maryam, the animal rights issues in Egypt are not a significant concern about most of the Egyptians. So knowing that, how did you start ARA?
Well, we started last semester, and what really encouraged us to really start this out was because there's a lot of misconceptions concerning animal rights here in Egypt. For example, some people think that human rights is more important than, say, animal rights. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we started it based on this and to really reduce the cruelty towards animals in this country.
Okay. How many members at ARA exactly?
There's about 125 so far, and we are still recruiting now.
Are they volunteers or employees?
No, they're members actually, and they definitely help out in the projects as well. They get to choose like an organizing committee, and they get to choose like a project that they so desire.
So ARA have 4 projects or 4 goals: shelters, Giza Zoo, awareness, and cats on camps. So let's start with shelters, and explain to us how do you provide the shelters with facilities?
Well, we start to collaborate with them. For example, Esma, which is really popular among everyone else. Mm-hmm. We collaborate with Mona Khalil, and we try to like help her get donations, for example, and try to help her like adopt animals from the shelter as well. Like we're planning to have like adoption fairs actually, and also like provide bi-weekly animal visits to the shelters as well. And if there's like a rescue mission, then we have CART as well that helps provide lessons to everyone like on how to rescue animals and such.
Okay. How do you know about the cases that need rescue? Do you have people in every place, or do you have platform that people has to go on it to report about it?
What they tend to do actually recently, they would go to our page and probably message us privately, and they would tell us about the cases that are there, or even we would find it on Rate AUC, for example, and they would talk about like how there's like this animal case, and we would send one of our representatives to really respond to that, and then we would like try to like guide them on how they can help these animals as well, like maybe through adoption pages and such, or even we can take care of them as well.
You mentioned that you help ESMA to find a fund for them. So how do you fundraise for your activities, or for ESMA, or for
fundraising for
the shelters, or for your activities?
We usually use our budget, like or we just try to like really advertise it on social media. Like we would say, oh, you can pass by our booth to donate to this charity, and people would come by and support us. And like we even invite people that are like not even members to come and visit the shelters as well, so they can see the conditions, and this really encourages them to donate as well.
Okay, so moving to Giza Zoo, that was founded in 1891, I think, and it was considered one of the biggest zoo in the Middle East. But now the situation has changed, and the conditions there are deteriorating. So first, how did you communicate with the official at the Giza Zoo, and what do you do to help the animals there?
So far, this project is actually very much under development still. There's still a lot of research undergoing all of this. It was actually based off of a senior project from IMC students last semester, and this is where we got our inspiration, and we continued their project for them. So far, there's still like a lot of paperwork to handle, and a lot of communication, and a lot of visits from the members themselves to go see and like what needs to be done, and it's a really long process. So they just have to take everything step by step. But so, and like, inshallah, in the future, we really hope it becomes something that we like really helps the Giza Zoo become something that everyone loves to visit again.
Okay, so some people are pet lovers, and they prefer to buy newly born pet rather than adopted from shelters, because they are being concerned about the hygiene and vaccination and etc. So how do you address this issue?
For that issue, there's a lot of students aside from us as ARA that actually try to like encourage people to adopt animals, and this is really helping us, and especially because a lot of people don't realize how adorable and just as great animals can be, even if they're adopted. There's a lot of people that are actually starting to like seek adoption more, and it's really helping. There's a couple of cases where we have helped people find what they're looking for in an animal, and we would show them that you can find something for free, and someone that really needs, like a pet that really needs, love.
Okay. We'll be back to your goals, or one of them is the cat on camps on the AUC. Okay, one of the AUC policies that they take the cats on camps and provide them with food and specify fund for them. So how did you coordinate with the AUC to make sure that the cats on camps are healthy and the fund for them is okay, and everything like related to the cats on camps?
Basically what Cats on Campus does is they take a part of our budget, and we try to we dedicate that portion of that money to buying cat food. And we have a lot of people from from the members themselves who take care of the animals. Like, for example, if someone messages has a post on Rate AUC saying that this animal is sick or there's a case, and usually they do, and this really helps us build our project. And so usually if there's a case where there's an animal sick, we would delegate work for the members to go take like the animal to the vet, for example,
Mhm.
and we would pay from our budget.
Okay.
So that's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah. You said that some of you, the members of the board, took some trainings to be able to deal with the people or to be able to deal with the animals. So what are these trainings? And did you plan to give the people or the audience or the animal lovers training for that?
Yes. For those cases, usually, no, recently actually, CART offered, because we're collaborating with them, they offered us a chance to give AUCNs, all AUCNs, an opportunity to take courses for free from them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a WhatsApp group that you join, and from there you can actually learn how to rescue a dog off of the street. And for us, sometimes like if they get bit by an animal, like a cat that they tried to rescue or something, then we give them the steps that they need to take. Like they have to go to the vet, get the rabies shot and the tinnitus. Not so sure how to pronounce that. Yeah, just like the right shots that they need to take, basically. And we just walk them through it, and like where they should what they should do with the cat. Like maybe like post on one of the adoption pages, like all around Facebook, or even on CART as well. So we help them out, or we take the cat and we help them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have in Egypt some cats and dogs in the street, and instead of taking them into shelters, some official of local district take some measures that extend to poisoning these animals. So how do you address this issue, especially that this poisoning is not only killing these animals, but also it affects the environment as the poisoning remain on the ground? So how do you address these issues?
So far, we really hope to address this issue later on with one of our projects. This is something that we've been really concerned with actually recently. And the thing is, we're trying to encourage everyone that there's no need to kill them. Like first, we're trying to address the public, and then maybe through the public that could inform the government maybe somehow.
Okay.
So far, we're hoping to take steps into fixing that issue. And but yeah, for the most part, we try to encourage them to just neuter or spay the dogs instead of killing them off, because there's no need.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, like you said, it's harmful to the environment.
Okay. So can you tell us about the Dog Runners, your main campaign for this year?
Yes, that's going to be organized by the Awareness Project.
Okay.
And it's really exciting because we're going to encourage it's mainly to try to break the misconceptions of Baladi dogs in Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
And how people usually view them as very dangerous animals and they shouldn't be approached, and which is very, on the contrary, not true, because they're just as nice as any other dog that you would find in the home.
Okay.
So basically it's like Cairo runners,
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to be involving dogs, and they're
Okay.
going to be running with the dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be starting that soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mariam, if one of our audience witness a case for injured animal in the street, what should they do?
They should definitely try and rescue the pet, and try to take it in, maybe, and depending on how old the cat is, they should probably get that checked at a vet first, make sure it gets the shots that it needs, clean it, feed it, definitely. And after those they take those steps, they should try and find it a home, or they could even try and adopt it themselves.
Okay.
They can either visit several pages online, like I mentioned before, or they can even go to our page and we can help them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mariam, what are ARA plans for future to aware people about animal rights?
Well, we're trying to go widespread with other universities, maybe, and try and spread this. We don't want to make this solely about AUCNs.
Mm-hmm.
We want to try and reach out to everyone in the community, and try to maybe engage them into rescuing animals as well and trying to prevent any cruelty towards them and show compassion, basically. But hopefully it can become something where everyone can, you know, really change their mindsets about animal rights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mariam, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We hope for ARA all the success, and we hope that they achieve all your goals, and they will have sure an impact in the animal rights field.
Thank you.
If anyone witnesses a case of any injured animal on the street or an unhealthy condition, please go to ARA page on Facebook to report about it and save their lives. Those who are merciful will be shown mercy by the most merciful. Thank you for watching. This is Hagar Atz, and see you next week.